Hello guys, and welcome to tutorial number 19. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at divs and spans, and also we're going to take a look at block level elements and inline elements, and we're also going to take a look at the similarities and the differences between block level elements and inline elements. So let's just take a look at my text editor here, and you can see that the body is actually blank and just have a title of divs and span. Then also, okay, our CSS here is also blank, and definitely our body here is also blank. Okay, so today first thing we're going to take a look at is the div tag. So the div tag is actually a block level element. So let me just go ahead and type in div here and just see that. Okay, so this is how you actually declare a div tag. So just div and you close that up. Okay, so this is actually block level elements. So let me just go ahead and put a comment in here. Okay, block level element. Okay, so divs are actually block level elements, and they actually act like paragraphs, because I'm just, this is div tag, just saying div tag. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this and go to our browser now and hit refresh. You can see that we actually have a normal text here, right? There is no styling added to this text. So that's actually what a div tag actually does. It doesn't actually style our tags, or it doesn't actually style the text we actually put in the tag. So its function is just to give us a block, or to give us that, to actually give us a block, because in the previous tutorial I actually told you guys about that everything in HTML is a block, right? So div is another type of format of block. Actually gives us a block that we can use to manipulate our text or style it and give it some extra functions, you know. So that is what the div does. It just gives us a block, and you can see here there is no styling added to this text, right? But okay, so let's actually take a look at something here. So let's say we have that block now. So to style this text here, what we do is we go ahead and select this div. So to do that, if you guys remember, just go ahead and say div, and you open your parentheses, and in here you can put in your style. So let's just select a property of border. Okay, and now let's say 1 pixel, solid, solid, and blue. Okay, go ahead and save this, and if we come here and refresh, you can see now that we're having a red a blue border going all the way around our text, right? So you can see it, and you can actually see it going from the start to the end. So that's actually how this div element works. So they are always you can use them to manipulate the text. So if I want to actually do something like I could go ahead and say color. Okay, no, color, yeah, and let's just say blue. Oh no, change green. So we can actually see the difference here. Then go ahead and refresh, and now you can see we've got the color of the text as well as green. So that's actually what the div tag does. It allows us to style elements and give it a default styling of our own. Okay, so let's just take that out. Then next thing we've got is the span tag. Okay, so remember from the start of the tutorial I said divs are actually block level elements. So now let's take a look at the inline elements. Okay, so let me just leave a comment in here so you guys actually remember this, or you don't get confused. Okay, so inline elements, and span tag is an example of an inline element. So let's just say span. Okay, so you can say this is a span tag, span tag. So okay, go ahead and save this, come back here and refresh, and now you can actually see that the span tag is also appearing here, and it doesn't also add any styling to the text put inside of it, right? So whatever text you actually place inside of a span tag, it doesn't add any styling to it. So what it just does is give you the ability, or give you a block that you can actually manipulate. So to actually manipulate this block, you can also say can actually go ahead and give this styling here. So to do that, you select the span, right? So you see the span here, SPAN. So you just go ahead and type in the span here, open your parentheses, so because that's actually your selector. Okay, so span, and you can say border 1 pixel, solid, red. Okay, go ahead and save this, come back to your browser and hit refresh, and you can see that now we're having a line going all the way across it, right? A border going all the way across it. And one thing you can actually see here is that when we use this div tag, as you can see here for this first one, right, the div tag, so you can actually see that the border went all the way around it from the start of the page to the end, right? But in the case of this span tag, it only started from where the text started and ended where the text ended, and that's actually what the name implies, right? Because so this is a block level element, so it's going all the way across the page, while this is an inline element, so it only takes up the space that is given to the particular text, right? So whatever text you type is going to only take the space or take the width of that text. You get? Okay. Let me just go ahead and actually give you guys an example. So let's say we were to go ahead and actually duplicate this. So if I went ahead and paste this a few line, and paste this again, save this, then also let me just go ahead and copy this one too. Okay, go down, paste, go down, paste. Go ahead and save this, and come back to our browser now and hit refresh. Okay, so you can see, right? So what you're seeing now is these div elements are all going underneath each other, right? So they're always going under the other. One is always under the other. One is always under the other. Why? For these span tags, they are always in line. So that's actually what the name implies. In line, right? You can see all of them are in one line. So they're going side by side. But why? For the div elements, they are going one after the other. So they are taking up the whole block of the page, right? One is going at the top, the other at the bottom, the other at the bottom. And for span tags, they're going one after the other, all on the same line. So that's actually the difference between span tags and div tags, right? So actually these are not the only block level elements. So we also have some other block level elements. So let me just go ahead and take this one out so you can actually see better. Okay, let me just take this one out. Okay, then actually take this one out too. So go back to where we started. Okay, and now we also have some examples of block level elements. So an example of block level elements is also one we've already looked at, which is the p tag. So this p tag is an example of a block level element. So you guys can actually go ahead and play around with that, and you see that if you actually give this p tag text, whatever you style is going to go totally take the full width of the page, right? So that's actually how that works. Then also we've also got something called section. So we've not actually looked at this here, but we'll look at it very soon in a future tutorial. Then we also got the article, and this is also the same thing as a block level element. Then we've also got the header. Okay, no, not the head, the header. Okay, header is also a block level element. Then I think we've also got footer. Yeah, we got the footer too, and the footer is also a block level element. And there should be one more. Okay. I don't think I can remember anymore. Okay, so you guys can actually go ahead and play around with that. Then for span tags, the only one I can actually remember is the anchor tag. Okay, so which is our a tag, right? This tag when we used to give our text a link when you want to actually add link to your text. So this is the a tag, and if you actually go ahead and play around with this, you find out that this is actually an inline level element, right? Okay, but one thing you can actually do is you can actually, let me just go ahead and save this. You can actually change the format of this text, right? So one thing you can actually do is, with the power of with your CSS, you can actually do a lot. So we can actually alter the functions of this. So we can actually turn this div tag to act like a span tag, and actually turn this span tag to act as a div. Okay, so let's just go to our text editor and see how we can do that. So now we're having this div, and underneath this div, within the parentheses, we want to say display, the display function. So this is a new property, and this property allows us to alter how divs or span tags or different tags appear. So we can actually change the display of this tag. So what you can do now, if you want to actually make it to appear as a span, you can go ahead and say inline, right? So if I go ahead and say inline now, go ahead and save this, come back to my browser, go refresh. Okay, and you can actually see now that it's now displaying inline, right? So you can see that blue line that was going all the way from here to all the way across the page is now just taking up the width of this element, giving all the text in the div, right? Okay, so that's actually how you can do that. Then let's say you want to actually turn this span tag into a block level element. So what you do here, you just come to here, come under the parentheses of the span tag and say display. Okay, to change the display, you can say block, right? Okay, block. Go ahead and save this, come back to your browser, refresh, and now you can see that block is now, the span tag is now going all the way across the page, and it's now appearing as a block level element. So that's actually how you make use of that. And also one thing you can actually do is you can let's just take this out. Okay, save this, and now okay, so now we're back to our normal styling, and you can actually give div tags, you can actually give them a width and height. So if I go ahead and say width of 200 pixels and give it a height of, let's say a height of 400 pixels. Okay, go ahead and save this, come to your browser, refresh. Okay, so you can actually see now that we're having, okay, so I think the cause of that error is this stuff we have here. So let me just go ahead and take this stuff out. Okay, so they are taking up stylings when we're not actually making use of them there. So just go ahead and save that, come to our browser and hit refresh. Okay, refresh this now, and okay, so now it's back to normal. So this is how it actually be. You can actually see that now we're having a width of 200 and a height of 400, which is actually what we set here on our text editor. And also for span tags, what you can do is, if you actually say you give this a width of 200, same thing. Okay, I think I've actually copied that. Okay, save this, and if you come back here and hit refresh, you can see that nothing actually happens, because you can actually style or you can actually give span tags a width and height. So if you want to actually give this a width and height, what you can do is you can go ahead and say display, and you can say block, save this, come back here, hit refresh, and now you can see that it's having the same styling as the div tag. So that's actually a few things you can actually do with div tags, and that's all I have for you guys in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for staying to the end of this video. That really means a lot to me. So please, if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. Subscribe to my channel and watch another one of my videos, and I'll see you next time.